Welcome to StartUP on TV Africa Network. Behind every successful business is a story of how the owner overcame challenges and difficulties on the road to being successful. This show seeks to promote, educate, inspire others to also start businesses. Today, we are lucky to have with us Mr. Rajesh Kanumari and Ms. Arpita Chedda with us from Genius. They are entrepreneurs themselves. They've done quite a bit in the arena of starting businesses as well as growing businesses. And we'll be chatting today with them about how they've gone about building a business. Welcome once again to StartUP on TV Africa Network. We spoke a moment ago about several things that you've done to be successful, Mr. Rajesh. What challenges? Tell us a bit about Genius.
So I was in the IT industry. So I was working at Bell Labs, and I was working at the cutting edge technology. And then when the internet revolution came along, I got into internet world of things, and I was starting internet practices for different companies. And then at one point, I figured that I could provide better solutions. And I could provide something that I could do on my own because I had the know-how, I had the subject matter expertise. So that's how I started. I jumped into the water, started my own company, and then I also was a consultant. Okay. So that's why I made sure I had some operating income. Okay. Before I started this business, I had capital coming in. And as I was a consultant and consulting for different companies in project management and architecting solutions for them. And then as we did business development, that's when projects started coming. And when business grew, then I left my consulting and I was focusing mostly on my business. Okay. So that's how the whole Genius thing came about. And the name was about, I was looking for what would be a good name for for my company.
Genius, okay.
And what would define us.
Right.
So what came about was, for me, is the yes mind.
Okay.
So when you say yes, everything vanishes. The silence follows after that. And then that means we are ready to do it. So that's how the genie and yes came about. So yes, we can be the genie, and yes, we can do it, is the attitude. Okay. And we can provide genius solution to all your IT needs. So it's not just a website. We provide genius solution to IT needs. That's the value that we bring about, is where we can look at a person has an idea, but they don't know how to bring it to life. Okay. And that's where we jump in, and we can come and we can see what is the latest technology, and we can propose a solution and bring solutions from different places and come up with bring a proper solution for them using the latest technologies and best practices. Okay.
Now, let me pick back up a moment what you said about jumping into the water. Mm-hmm. At the point you were a consultant, mm-hmm. you had a ton of business coming in. What inspired you? What motivated you to decide that, you know what, now is the time for me to start my own business?
So I was passionate about innovating, creating new products. So when I was a consultant, I would only do one particular activity. So my passion was to create innovative solutions, bring solutions, solve issues or problems that customers might have. Okay. And once they become happy, that's what the satisfaction that we would get. And that's what prompted me to create innovative solutions, provide, how can we do the same thing better, or innovate on what's happening right now. And that's what prompted me to jump into this product. And the main thing is my main goal is to keep learning at every turn. Even now, if I'm talking to customers, we're always learning and improvising. Right. So that we keep up with times. And to be a good leader, you have to be a good learner also. And that's what one of my thing was when I started Genius is started Genius with a thing of providing unique IT solutions for customers.
Right. And So much of what you do, like you mentioned, has the customer at the center of it. So with that said, at what point do you decide that, okay, you know what I'm doing is satisfactory to the customer, and as a result, I need to take it to the next level?
So the customer feedback is what drives us.
Okay.
So when a customer gives us, and we build a relationship with the customer. So it's not like a relationship where they give us an order and we do it. It's not like that. What I've seen is when there is belongingness, when there's connection, there is relationship built with the customer. That's what drives us. And even though we make a mistake, we learn from it, and they also keep coming back to us. So a lot of our business right now is through word of mouth because of the relationship that we maintain and keep.
Okay, and so for my viewers out there that are considering starting a business, considering jumping into the water, so to speak, what advice or what would you say they should look out for in that initial step or in that initial foray into starting a business?
I would say find out what your passion is.
Passion is, okay.
Find out what your passion is, and for that passion, find out who are your parade of customers. Once you know your parade of customers, once you know what your passion is, now you jump into the water. But make sure you have capital.
Okay.
Right?
That's important. Okay.
And so there is no point breaking up your head, and since you have so many other responsibilities, make sure you have an operating income that is coming in. So have a game plan in mind so that you have enough capital, and then pursue your passion. So that's what will bring you happiness.
Okay.
So and the happiness is where you are able to serve other people through better IT solutions or whatever your services.
Right. So in your world, you derive happiness when you've provided that IT solution to the customer that's satisfied a need they have.
Right.
And once you derive that satisfaction to you, that's what you're seeking after.
And we exceed their expectations.
Exceed their expectation. Now, and for my viewers out there, Mr. Rajesh is actually the owner, and Ms. Arpita here is a project manager with the company. Mr. Arpita, having observed Mr. Rajesh from afar, what would you say is his motivation?
I think his motivation and what he brings to the company, and the overall company's motivation, is basically increasing our clients' business.
Okay.
So what we are doing, whatever work we do, we provide IT solutions or marketing solutions or social media solutions. It's all about our clients, and if we are helping our clients grow their business, eventually our business is going to grow. So everything that we do is for our clients. And that's what I think, if our clients comes and tells us, this project you did for us and I got so much business, that makes him happy, that makes our company happy, that makes us happy, that, because of what we did, they were able to increase their business, they were able to make some money.
Money, yeah. Well, I was waiting for that because at some point, customer satisfaction, happiness equates to, money in your pocket. Let me ask you, Mr. Rajesh, as far as challenges, I know, at least in my own little corner, some other businesses some other adventures that I've dabbled in, I've had to overcome some pretty insurmountable challenges in order to even forge ahead. Looking in your industry and what you've been able to accomplish, what are some of the challenges you had to overcome?
So some of the challenges were when you're fresh in the industry, and now you're wondering where will I get business from. And that's where marketing, you need to pick up marketing skills, you need to pick up sales skills, you need to pick up business development skills. So before I was more on IT solution side, all of these skills I did not have. So this is something that when you're starting a business, you're now saying, how do I develop my business? How do you have to have customers wanting to use you. So that's where I leveraged my network of friends and connections that I had. And that's how I got the initial business. And then I started networking. The more networking that you do, the more openings and doors that might open. So that's how I started developing my business. And from there, once you have a good solution, good product, automatically word of mouth flow comes through, and persevering and learning, growing constantly, and reaching out to folks, networking, all of them help.
Absolutely. And I think what keeps coming back to me from what you're saying is that networking element, is that initial sphere of friends, or initial circle of friends or influence that you have. And in your example, in your case, you were a consultant. So how much of your initial business came from people you were consulting for?
So a lot of the connections, from the people I was consulting for, from there I actually grew and learned a lot. I became a subject matter expert in what I was doing. That's how, and then that knowledge I could impart to my folks. But a lot of the connection and networking came from an attitude which says, how can I help others? And getting involved with organizations, getting involved with networking, and not specifically looking what can it do for me. It was more of how can I help others, and that's how I built relationships. That's how I people remembered me, and that's how they would start giving me business. That's, to me, that was how it helped me my business. And then we are not and we're very flexible. We work with them, and that's why the customers like us, and that's why they call us if they have any issues, or talk to me like a friend.
And I think you're absolutely on point, because at the end of the day, you're seeking the satisfaction of your customers. Right. And if the product, if the service is not satisfactory, your pocket suffers, your pocketbook suffers. So great information. We will take a quick break here. Viewers, thank you once again. If you're tuning in for the first time, we have Mr. Rajesh and Ms. Arpita with us. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back and we'll discuss more about what you do as a company. Thank you so much.